Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Scott Palmer, Dave Roberts, Cecily Tynan, and Lisa Thomas-Laurie.
A new threat tonight surrounding Osama bin Laden's terror network. The Bush administration says bin Laden's organization may be plotting another attack on Americans, either at home or abroad. It is Friday night. Lisa's off. I'm Rick Williams, along with Monica Malpass.
And the big story on Action News is the nation's terror alert system raised now to its second highest level due to new evidence of a possible terrorist attack. The alert had been at code yellow or elevated, which is in the middle of the 5-point scale developed after September 11th. Well, today it was raised to orange, which means there is a high risk of attack. It was last raised to orange in September for the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The decision to increase the terror alert was announced during a news conference today in Washington. Attorney General John Ashcroft said that increased intelligence pointed to a possible attack, timed to coincide with what's called Hajj, the annual Muslim pilgrimage to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. The change in the alert is triggering a government-wide increase in security precautions, as you might imagine. ABC's Heather Cabot is live now in Washington tonight via satellite with much more on today's announcement, what it means, and how it impacts you. Good evening, Heather.
U.S. officials aren't pointing to a specific terrorist threat at any time or place, but they do say there are strong indications that Americans need to be on higher alert. Security will tighten at U.S. borders, ports of entry, and federal buildings in the wake of new information that al-Qaeda may try to strike Americans during the Hajj, Muslim holy days that extend into mid-February.
This decision for an increased threat condition designation is based on specific intelligence received and analyzed by the full intelligence community. This information has been corroborated by multiple intelligence sources.
Federal authorities say the attacks could happen in the U.S. or abroad, and that soft targets, including hotels and apartment buildings, may be at risk. Like other cities, New York ramped up its security immediately.
We will pay special attention to places where lots of people gather, especially public places like lobbies of hotels, apartment buildings, and our subway system.
Homeland Security Secretary Tom Ridge called on American citizens to go on with their lives, but also to think ahead.
We ask you to remain aware and remain alert. We are not recommending that events be canceled or travel or other plans be changed.
The warning comes as more U.S. forces head to the Gulf region. 150,000 troops are expected to be in position by late next week, enough to launch the first phase of an Iraqi invasion. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld met with servicemen and women at Aviano Air Base in northern Italy Friday. He's in Europe trying to persuade skeptical allies that Saddam Hussein is deceiving the United Nations and must be stopped, something President Bush stressed again, saying the Security Council must make a decision soon.
If the Security Council were to allow a dictator to lie and deceive, the Security Council will be weakened.
And inspectors have one more week to provide more information to the Security Council about Iraq's weapons programs. The UN's top arms experts head back to Baghdad this weekend for another round of negotiations with the Iraqi government. In Washington, I'm Heather Cabot for ABC News. Now back to you.
All right, Heather, thank you. Well, this afternoon in Center City, Philadelphia FBI spokesperson Linda Veazey clarified what the alert means for the Delaware Valley. You may see stepped-up security at Philadelphia International Airport, Amtrak's 30th Street Station, and public places like hotels and arenas. You're also asked to stay alert to your surroundings. And if you see something about to happen, you're asked to call your local police department. If you have any intelligence information to pass on, you should call the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force at this number on your screen, area code 215-418-4000. And that's our coverage of the terror alert for the moment. Stay with Action News for all the latest developments.
In other news tonight, a casino-bound tour bus from New York overturned north of Atlantic City today, killing 2 people and injuring dozens more. It happened in the southbound lanes of the Garden State Parkway at mile marker 63 in Stafford Township, Ocean County. New Jersey correspondent Nora Mushanik's live now at Southern Ocean County Hospital in Manahawkin with details. Nora?
Monica, it was a hellish day for members of an Asian tour group who were traveling from New York to the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. Not only those 2 deaths, but the survivors suffered broken bones, head injuries, and bruises. They were all taken to the 3 area hospitals, including here at the Southern Ocean County Hospital. Now, state police have not released the name of the dead so far, but they may have lost their lives because the driver was in a hurry. This Gila travel and tour bus left Fresh Meadows, New York at 9:50 this morning, but by noontime it had crashed, killing 2 of the 30 passengers on board. One was inside the bus, another was thrown out and trapped underneath. 28 other passengers walked out the bus's front window.
For the most part, all the patients were calm, and everything was handled. I believe 35 minutes we had all the patients accounted for and transported to the hospital.
Officials say they received reports that the bus driver, 38-year-old Guang Ming Lee, was speeding and weaving in and out of traffic before the accident.
The bus was driving erratically down the highway, so it was going in and out of traffic, and so much so that one person actually called the dispatch center to tell them that this bus was driving way too fast.
The driver is being questioned at the State Police Bass River Barracks and could face charges. Investigators are looking into his driving record.
That'll be all part of the investigation. We'll try to put together from interviewing witnesses, passengers on the bus, the driver himself. We do have a little bit of a language barrier with some of the people on the bus.
Now, apparently only one person on that bus actually speaks English, but interpreters were available at all the hospitals where some of the victims have been already treated and released. Live in Manahawkin, I'm Nora Mushanek, Channel 6 Action News.
Nora, thank you for that report. Well, today's snowstorm is being blamed for dozens of accidents around the region. In Upper Darby overnight, a driver suffered minor injuries after skating into a utility pole here on Bishop Avenue. A few hours later, crews on 495 northbound in Delaware used the jaws of life to free 2 people after a black sedan slid into a tractor trailer near Edgemore Road. 3 people were hospitalized. And on the southbound New Jersey Turnpike, a tractor trailer overturned near the Walt Whitman Service Plaza in Cherry Hill. No word on the extent of injuries here. Meanwhile, road crews got to work before sunup today, battling the snow. Action News was in Clifton Heights, Delaware County this morning as salt trucks were pulling out of a depot here. If you had to go someplace today, getting into your car was half the battle. Many people throughout the area also spent part of the morning cleaning their walkways. SEPTA buses and trains were running today, but there were some delays throughout the system due to the wintry weather. And let's switch to Sky 6 Live now for a check on the roadways tonight. This is the Schuylkill Expressway at Vine. Volume is low, as you can tell, but traffic seems to be moving pretty good. Visibility a lot better than it was this morning. Now over to New Jersey, 42 at Creek Road in Belmar. Traffic also moving pretty good here. You can see the roadways are completely clear. Volume, again, a lot less than it would be on a Friday night. And, of course, we'll have the complete traffic report for you in just a few moments. But right now, outside we go to Dave Roberts to find out how much snow the region got and whether we can expect any more, Dave.
That's always the question. All right, well, the snow is out of here. You can see a little bit of clearing in the sky, and that's what we're looking for overnight. But first, let's take a look at the snow totals. Impressive. Philadelphia picked up 7 inches of snow, matching what we picked up on December 5th, also 7 inches of snow. Cherry Hill 8 inches, Upper Darby 7, Margate 6.2. And the snow goes on. Lakers 7 inches, Bear 6 inches, Salem 6 inches, and Camden 8 inches of snow. Our concerns overnight. Here's the call from AccuWeather, brisk and cold. Any slush around is going to be freezing. Overnight low 17 degrees. So concerns, well, freezing slush. Overnight, the temps, well, they're in the teens. Teen temps tumble tonight. All right, untreated surfaces, secondary roads. Folks living in those particular areas, be especially careful. If you have slush on the road now, it is going to freeze solid and ice up overnight. So you're going to have a problem overnight and into the early morning hours if you're going to try and get out. But the rest of the AccuWeather forecast for the weekend is looking a lot better. And we'll tell you about that when we come back in just a few minutes. Monica?
All right, Dave, congratulations. You and AccuWeather right on the money.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Parts of South and Central New Jersey got more snow than other parts of the area. This is Delsey Drive in Vineland during the height of the storm. And by late this afternoon, folks, of course, were digging out and trying to handle the elements as Mother Nature had handed it to them big time. Lots of shovels and snow blowers working overtime across the Delaware Valley. Well, Philadelphia declared a snow emergency today. That is a Category 3 emergency, meaning no vehicles can be parked along snow routes or you'd be fined $150 for violating that order. The snow emergency ends at 9 p.m. tonight. Action News reporter John Rollins live now in Philadelphia's Manayunk section tonight, and the hills here, as well as neighboring Roxborough, of course, are a notorious problem area during snowy weather. How's it looking tonight, John?
Well, it's looking a little icy right now. People will tell you up here that the hills are part of the charm of Roxborough and Manayunk, except during a snowy day like today. At the height of the storm, it was slow, sloppy driving, going up and down those not-so-charming snow-covered hills. On days like this, many stay home, but not those who deliver the U.S. mail. What's it been like out? You've got to deliver through all of it.
Terrible. Very bad. You can't move nowhere. Main ridge is all right, but everywhere else you can't move.
Oil trucks also have to get through. This one has a push-button gadget that automatically deploys these chains beneath the drive wheels.
A little switch on the dashboard I hit, and the chains go down, and they'll go under the wheels if I hit an icy spot.
But some hills here today were, well, insurmountable. This is Peachin Street. Many drivers tried. People